Hey, what's up? Feeling a little green. Figure that one out. Welcome to the Crypto Harlem live stream. It is Saturday, September 23rd. I am your boy, Gemini Matt, as it says on my name tag, and I'm here. I'm doing this thing. And let me just flip this switch and be on screen. Oh yeah, that's a little better. So, yeah, last week. Now I'm joining you from the fake streets of virtual Harlem. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Last week I was joining you from Europe. I was in Portugal hanging out with a bunch of people at a place that I couldn't talk about. It was really challenging, but I think it made sense and it ended up being okay. Yo. Um, and City Roller, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. You know what I'm saying? So today, well, first of all, like, what is Crypto Harlem? If it's your first time here, no problems. Do some basic housekeeping, ground rules type thing. You are listening to a live stream that happens on Twitch and then get to rebroadcast to a bunch of other places. If you want to chat, there should be some kind of chat box somewhere. You can do that, especially if you're on Twitch. But if you're on Facebook or whatever they used to call Twitter, or anything else, YouTube, you could jump in. I don't know how YouTube does it, but there's a way. You know what I'm saying? So come on in. The water's fine. We got a restroom. It's wherever your closest restroom is. We have some snacks and some drinks. They're over there in your fridge or on your counter. You know what I'm saying? So just letting you know that joke never lands. A lot of hungry people are always mad about that. They write in the chat like the food wasn't there, fridge was empty. So yeah, that's what's up. Yo, Julian from the Portugal episode. I appreciate you, City Roller. I appreciate you. So those of you who watched, we have royalty in the house. Put your hands together for the one and only Julian. Not every day you ascend from fan to interviewee back into the chat. How cool is that to be joined by the one and only Julian? So we appreciate you so much. And what I want to talk about is this idea of becoming the hacktivist. So while I was at this place that will not be described with people who will not be named, like we had a whole meeting about like, or maybe we didn't hypothetically, allegedly, there was a meeting I had heard, right? For a movie that was a story that didn't really happen of Hacktivist, right? And it was interesting because every person there was so different. Everybody there was so different. And one thing that wasn't different about them is certain conditions that created them, right? And so I thought it'd be cool to talk about these conditions to see maybe you have the hacktivist inside of you. Who knows? Like, what does it look like when you stick the hacktivism swab up your nose and let it sit for 20 minutes? Maybe the two lines turn green or whatever it is. So if you display any of these symptoms, you might have the hacktivist inside. So if you are the most technical person amongst the group of people, that you might call friends or family or chosen family, or at least the ones who seem to have similar passions or care about the world in the same way, you very well might be a hacktivist. You might have the hacktivism, might have a hard case of it. So look out. What one thing that I find in common when I meet people, and I've been doing this work for so long, and I meet people all around the world, and usually in the ground that they call home, I'm the visitor, is that they weren't like, I'm trying to become a hacktivist. They're just trying to mind their business, but they like technology enough to be the most technical person in their circle. And then as the most technical person in the circle, people look to them. They were like, oh no, something's happening. Who do we go to help us with this? Something's happening and it seems a little annoyingly complicated. Who? But you became that person. Everyone turned to you, and you could have said, I'm out, see you later. You could have said like, nah, I'm God, and just jumped on your digital bike and digitally rolled away. But you didn't. You grabbed the mantle, you took the charge, and you said, okay, I'll be that person. I'll be that person that you need, because you got questions, and I guess I'll discover the answers that I don't already know, right? I'll be that one who will help unveil the truths for you. And that is what made you the hacktivist, by answering that calling. And it's a difficult one, and it's not one that people usually choose. And it was cool to sit in a space with people who came from all parts of the world, but this is one thing that they had in common. And another thing that they had in common is that they care about other people. You can't be doing this and only care about yourself. And it's that care and love of other people that makes you want to keep them safe. Because a big part of being a hacktivist isn't just going out and getting in, right? But a big part of it is also um, understanding that there's a purpose for this, and that purpose should be, if you're doing it right, helping others. Now, one thing that I'm going to do right now in this moment is I'm going to help my microphone sound a little better by switching over to this one cable, plugging it in here. This is either going to make everything sound better, or it'll end the stream. Oh, look at that. It worked out. So happy. All right, so let me just see if I could just get this thing. You want to turn on? Hello? Is anybody home? Let me do this one. You know that movie, any action movie that has like a bomb that they need to. Ooh. Okay, I think it's for. Okay, so then they have a bomb they need to defuse. My voice should have changed. Like an adolescent, my voice should have changed. So to get this out of this frame. Can I? Can we do this? Yeah, let's get it. So and then there's like a cable they need to cut to make, like, to defuse the bomb or whatever. That's a lot like what Crypto Harlem live stream is like. Will this work? I don't know. Only one way to find out. And with bravery and a little bit of gravitas, we just jump in, you know what I'm saying? And it all worked out. So yeah, it's all about finding your purpose. It really is. And one thing that I love doing is saying, hey, maybe you're a weirdo like us. Maybe this hacktivism thing is for you. You know what I'm saying? City Roller knows what that life is like. When you try a bunch of things, you do what you're supposed to do, and life just takes you to some strange places. And maybe those strange places are Portugal. Maybe those strange places are the sun and the beach and a delicious free meal. You never know. Yeah. But no, but in all seriousness, it's about that care, right? Because a lot of the hacktivism work is also digital, understanding like digital harms, understanding that while some people can do this work and just do it, we have to do it. You have to understand that every time that the cause, whatever that is, has a small win, someone has a small loss. There's another version of you on the other side, right? And every time someone has a big win, those headline grabbing wins, and you're like, wow, we did it. 2 terabyte leak shows horrible things that everyone would care about and should know. It's given to journalists who knew how to read it, and now we're reading these stories for months. Yeah, whenever those awesome things happen, well, guess what? Someone had a big loss. Bizarre worldview, as I call it, for the DC comic people, right? And that person who's the other side's version of you, well, they're not like the hacktivists. You're often on the, like, if you're to use a biblical analog, the David and Goliath type of vibes. But it's not a story that often ends with big wins. So when you have one of those few, it's really bad in one sense for the quote unquote other you. I'm not going to call them the bad guys, because unfortunately it's a lot more nuanced than that. I'll just say, and they used to making the rules. They used to making the rules. They used to designing how everything goes, and they're really shocked. They're like, "Whoa, wake up call! We're not really used to ever losing, let alone losing big." It's kind of like watching Brazil lose to a European FIFA team. You know what I'm saying? I know, too soon. Happened a million years ago, but it's still in the heart of so many. It's too soon. So sorry to bring that up, y'all. Don't log off the stream, football fans. Please stay. Okay. So soccer to American people. But yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about understanding that calling, heeding that calling, and seeing, like, is this for you? And one thing that Crypto Harlem is the hacktivist factory, right? We're helping you realize that, yeah, this is you. That's why there's no certificate in the mail that's gonna come. There's no badge that's gonna get pinned on your shoulder. But this is you because you care and because you're technical, and why not? And whether it's doing these things for some other purpose than yourself, other than fame and notoriety, it's a real deal. One thing I was looking at the other day was this hacker crew that's been operating for at least I would say over a year, if not more, right? And they were operating like, I guess security researchers knew about them, um, but not many. And they they're famous now because of the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino and the Caesar uh, casino hacks in Las Vegas. And it's interesting, this hacker crew. I'll put like an article up in the chat. Some people call them scattered spider. Spider. Oh my goodness, so scary. Not just one sky spider, but imagine a spider that's scattered. Man, I know. Sorry to make you visualize that. Those who don't things with legs and crawl. You know what I'm saying? Some people call them muddled libra. Others call them, like I'm trying to find like they're an advanced persistent threat group. So like, people call them different things. That's basically what it is. I think CrowdStrike calls them scattered spider. There's another more numerical name for them, but I forget. Sometimes people and nowadays people have been really boring with the names. Um, so there's another group that is called Alf, and it's a five or a V. So it's ALPHV, and you know, that's like a larger entity, right? And the FBI released some indicators and compromise about them, which is interesting because when you do that, what is an indicator of compromise, by the way? Not to use a big cybersecurity term. Basically, it's just the evidence that it was them. It's the evidence it was them. And every group out there, every hacker crew out there, every hack that happens until GPT-5 comes out, GPT 5.5 that comes out. Until then, until then, all these hacks are done by human beings on one side. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no stinking badges that says Hills 20, and I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty funny. And appreciate you, City Roller. City Roller's words right here. So true, so true. Finding our purpose is key. You know what I'm saying? So props to you. But yeah, an indicator of compromise, just like every hacker crew has a way that they work. And sometimes the way that you work exposes you. Now, this hacker crew also is called Black Cat. So let me just from Alpha V or Black Cat cometh scattered spider. Scattered spider. Boom. Um, and you know, and scattered spider is also known as a couple other names. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to break it down. What they do, one thing that they've been known to do, like it's been shared. Like how in the movie, there's something that like the serial killer does that is not shared. It's like they always leave a calling card, but it's like some piece of evidence that's on all the crime scenes, but they never leak to the media because they don't want anyone to know that. They can tell that it was a copycat crime because it didn't exactly fit all the parameters. But later on in the movie, because we got to make it a movie, uh, the crime stops, and then years later, that detective who couldn't find them realizes that that secret piece of evidence is back. There's another crime. It's not a copycat. It's real. You know. Well, indicators of compromise are like those. Some indicators of compromise are shared because they want people to know. Like, if you see this, call us because it's probably that person. It's probably that hacker crew. It's probably that group of individuals. But every once in a while, especially when law enforcement's involved, like the FBI at the United States or the CIA, they will keep some to themselves. They don't want to let the cat out the bag. No pun intended. You see what I did there? Because they call black cat. Okay, I hope I'm just trying to like paint the picture here. You know what I'm saying? So let me share some information. If you don't mind going to government websites and having your IP address, which you should be on a VPN anyway, you don't mind your IP address being, in a list on government websites reading about hacker groups. Here is a U.S. government cybersecurity article on the cat that is black. Okay, let's drop that in there. Boop. Okay, and here's a bleeping computer article, as I tend to like them, from 2 years ago about this group, that has ransomware, and the ransomware is like customizable and configurable, and they also have cool. It's written in Rust, which is not something that people you normally see out there, right? And let's see, there's many articles about this crew, and they had a payment site, and on the payment site, the group had a logo, which is interesting because not every hacktivist group out there, or every advanced persistent threat, or every hacker crew has time to make a logo. They made some logos, so this is like they're ready for the media. They knew, right? And it has a lot of feature sets, and it's pretty interesting tech. If you want to read more about this ransomware that is used, here it is, Bleeping Computer article. Boop. So just sharing that with you. Uh, Bleeping Computer, probably a site you wouldn't mind your IP address being on, right down there. Now, the cool thing, interesting thing recently is there was an article in Reuters about the Gen Z hackers who struck MGM and Caesars, and they say that this group of people appear to be 17 to 22 years old. So something about the way that they work, and right now the way that they work, their modus operandi, their MO is they research one employee and know everything about that employee. They basically dox that employee at a target. And then they call IT, which they also research how IT works for human beings to pull the cord that they need some help and support. And they claim to be that person, and they claim to be that person so well that they have everything, including sometimes their person's ability to receive text messages as that person, ability to receive phone calls as that person, which sounds really complicated, but really isn't. Unfortunately, SIM jacking, or phone taking over is trivial. If you call, there's scripts out there I've heard. I've never seen one, or that you can use, that you could just call customer service at the right time. It's at that one data center or call support center, in a part of the world where everyone's very kind and really wants to help, and you just say these certain things, can you just for 5 minutes move my number to this other phone? I just need to get this one text from my grandmother or something like that, and they'll do it. They'll be like, "Oh, don't tell my supervisor, I'll do it." And then that gives an attacker 5 minutes to be you and to have your phone. They call IT. They struggle, say, "Oh, I can't do it," but their voices are oftentimes picked up, and the voices appear to be of a young person who speaks very, very perfect American English. So they figure it might be a Westerner, might be an American, and the voice or the people or the process and the way they talk, the way they move appears to be 17 to 22. I always wonder why not 16. I always wonder why not 23. Why is it 17 to 22? I wonder how what episode did they not know of what cartoon that made them exactly in that particular age range? It's pretty funny, right? Yeah. No? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So, yeah, if you want to read more about this, I thought it was interesting because there's a hacktivist energy to it, but the problem is, and the reason why I wouldn't call this, because the motivation is not financial. Hacktivism, because to me, hacktivism is for a cause that's bigger than you. And that's not just for the lulls. That's not just spray painting on a wall, like behind me, to say that you did it. It's because you're spray painting the message that matters, from abuela, your grandma, she shared this with you, and it's all you have, and you just wanted to share that art, last thing she saw on the wall. Something like that, it's poetic. So I don't know, it's interesting, but just wanted to talk about how cybercrime happens and the difference between cybercrime and hacktivism in the Crypto Harlem book is hacktivism, while painted as a group of criminals who are hurting your machines and destroying your company because they're activists, evil activists. Hacktivist can also be someone who's just the most digital person in the crew, someone who's that's the most trusted person with technology, and who's actually just trying to love and protect people and give power to a cause. And a lot of questions were asked that I never thought about when I was listening to a friend of mine who's doesn't have a hacker name now, so I don't know how to describe them, but I'll just say they're someone who is considering the hacktivist life in the Crypto Harlem definition, which is making a positive change to make the world better in a way that doesn't hurt you or other people, is legal. See that? I said the L word, is legal and righteous. You know what I'm saying? Um, but oh, sorry, I just got a message. It says that oh, what's that? I have to do a roll call. I have to do a roll call. I have to do a roll call. The people who are watching, I need to remind you that we do this for you. We do this for you. And you're going to find that we're going to be making more resources and more tools available so you can actually take these steps and answer these questions and become the hacktivist. That's going to be like a whole fall winter campaign at Crypto Harlem. So let me just creep over to the record player and put some sound on. I don't know what kind of tunes are we gonna play to go with this pretty chill message, but we're gonna find some music. And hey, listen in the chat if you've got a genre of music that you want to listen to, or energy or an emotion you want me to match, throw it in there. We do this for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let me know because I always play my stuff. Maybe I want to play something for you, right? I got some tunes here. You know. Here's something that's supposed to be funky. Let's listen to it. Ooh, makes me want to exercise. Makes me want to go to the fitness room, the fitness center. Makes me want to go to the court, hit the park. You ready for this? Where your glow sticks? Uh-oh. Are you sweating? Take a layer of clothing off. The glitter on. Okay. Hills 20 is sharing a bunch of stuff in the chat. Hills 20 talks about the very important Google antitrust trial, and wants to share the Law Geeks. This is a Wired article. The Law Geeks exposing Google's secretive antitrust trial, and also wants to share big tech on trial, daily coverage from the Google antitrust trial. And this is the first time, at least in the West, we see a big tech company under this kind of scrutiny, And we knew that this administration and was going to be gunning for Google eventually, and it took a long time. The people were in place, nothing really happened. And this article is from Haresh Dave, so maybe we could senior writer for Wired, covering the inner workings of big tech companies. Writes about apps and gadgets, about their impacts, gives voice to the stories of the underappreciated and disadvantaged. Oh yeah, who's the disadvantaged? Come on, Paresh. Used to work at Reuters and LA Times, and was an investigative fellow at the Maynard Institute of Journalism Education. Thanks, Paresh, for tackling these truths, And you were recognized by the Society for Advancing Business Editing and Writing for your take on the Snapchat IPO. Thanks, Paresh. Okay. So Hills 20. Oh yeah, thanks Hills for also sharing this Twitter or whatever you want to call it, X or whatever. I'm not calling that X. I'm so sorry, y'all. I can't. Article on Ushita Vasant, who is also a reporter. We're getting funky now. So while we're naming names, let me tell you the people who are inspiring today's uh, awesome, awesome session. Okay, we got 01 Ella up in the house, and like there's an R&B artist named Rihanna who talks about an umbrella. I don't know about that, but I do know one about 01 Ella. So put your hands together for the tried and true 01. You know what I'm saying? It's like a memory address that'll never fail you. You know what I'm saying? 7 Bullet up in the house. 7 Bullet, appreciate you. Alice Hydra, never misses a beat. Appreciate you too. Whistling in the crowd for Commander Root, D Alexa, dances with burritos, drap snap. What do you know about that? Kill 20, Kata, Mark Zink, the city roller from one side of the camera to the next. You know what I'm saying? Bearing with annoying commercials and advertisements. It's a rough life you lead, but thank you for hanging in there and still being there with us. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hills 20, of course. Thank you for sending us links and keeping us honest. You know what I'm saying? So here's what's going to happen. This trial is going to be going on for a long time, and it's going to run. We're in September. It's going to run for more than a month, and you're going to see a lot of information about, is Google a monopoly? Because the goal by some is to break these tech companies up. And if anything happens here that is like positive in that energy, you know what I'm saying, then other tech companies will follow. So this is like a nutcracker for tech companies, and the lawyers are trying to, like say, look, this is not a monopoly. They're going to use everything they have to not share things publicly. And yeah, it's really, it's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving pieces, but this is history happening. It's really important that we stay on top of it, and that we listen to, like, I guess, like various individuals. And that's kind of like what the article that Hills 20 shared is, who have like the ability to unpack some of the words, because they've been doing this work, or at least researching this work about monopolies and big tech, and for a long time. So like this is history in the making. And if there's ever a time where these big tech companies that cause a lot of good things but not a lot of bad things, you know what I'm saying? There's a time where those big companies had any chance of not like evolving to their mutating to their final form, you know what I'm saying? Which is actually the most dangerous. This is it. This is our best shot. So it behooves us to just follow these cases, you know what I'm saying? So this article, I'll share it on the screen because Hills 20 shared it in the chat. This article is just basically like a who's who of who to follow. And I've been following this case for a long time, and I've been really excited, cautiously excited about what it could mean for the people, because we're cybersecurity for the people, right? And there's such thing as like a behemoth becoming too big, you know what I'm saying? Too big to fight, too big to, quote unquote, too big to fail, you know what I'm saying? And this is our, I don't want to say it's one of our last chances, but probably it's our best chance, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. Just going to share the Hills 20 article. Meet the Law Geeks exposing Google's secretive antitrust trial. A handful of antitrust activists are trying to make sure that the world sees all the action. And it's not easy to see all the action. You're going to have to follow a bunch of Twitters. You're going to have to read a bunch of email newsletters. You're going to have to unpack a lot of think pieces, often by academics who are going to be talking about it in such a technical or big way that you might not, you might feel like, yo, I have a nosebleed from reading this stuff. But don't give up. Okay. And it tells you like who's who here, what they publish, when they kind of publish it, um, and how to stay on top of it. Because that's the thing, it's not going to be properly covered in the normal press, the normal media. It's just one of those things that may be a little too technical, but it's not too technical for us here at Crypto Harlem. So one thing that I promise is I'll make sure that we spend some time talking about an aspect of this, you know what I'm saying? That we always do that, right? Now, another thing that I wanted to share, since we're sharing and caring, for those of you who didn't want to click on this article that was an alert by the US government CISA last year in April, and they were talking about, this flash report on Black Cat Alpha, also known as Alpha 5, right? And it's like FBI flash report, right? And it's like, we need your help. If you identify or see any suspicious activity, call this number, right? And this whole piece here is about Black Cat, that group that I was talking about. And it talks about how the ransomware works, how it's executed. There's a script in there that turns off antivirus to avoid detection, turns off McAfee in this case. These are the hashes or the fingerprints of each of the files, so you can tell that you got the real deal. It's not diluted, you know what I'm saying? Like when you in the drug deal in a movie where they stick their pinky in and rub it on their gums, and they're like, yes, this is the real pure uncut. This is the real pure uncut right here. These are the IP addresses that seem to be associated with the group. You know what I'm saying? So in case you're wondering what one of these reports looks like, you're looking at it right here and through my screen, so you don't have to go there and get your IP address logged forever on the government website reading about a hacker group. That's why we use VPNs, by the way. Okay. Here I wanted to show off the logo of the Black Cat ransomware. Again, it's a cat, not a hat, in case my voice sounds weird, just so you understand. Meow. Okay. And I think I'm showing that now. Am I showing that now? Yeah. And what else did I want to share? This is the article, the recent article that came out on the 22nd, which was yesterday, that says these hackers from this scattered spider, they're teenagers, they're young people, they're possibly Americans. And it's an interesting piece by Raphael Satter, who I know, VRS, and Ziba Sadiq for Reuters, who, are trying to like uncover what's going on here. Some pictures of the Vegas. And MGM had to turn off all their computers. They had the casino wasn't working, slot machines, video screens, everything. That's how bad it was, Anyway, stop sharing, start caring. Okay? What else we got? We have a bunch of things I want to share, but can I fit them into 15 minutes? I don't know. This song is, what once was fresh is now, it's not, I need to switch it out. Up, what? Scratch it up. Okay. We still got time. There's plenty of time on the clock for us to talk about it. So, um, one thing that came out of my conversation with all these different types of hacktivists and was the similarity in how they got started because they just cared, they wanted to start. But going back to what I was saying earlier, a lot of them have the same question, which is like, well, how do I find my hacktivist like assignment, like my homework assignment? And it was interesting. Like, it is a good question. Like, is there someone who's going to tell me what to do? I would say never trust that voice. Do it. And I gave some examples of places where people were just like, I want to help. And they were given all kinds of things to do. And many of those things ended up not to be in the best interest of anybody. So, um, one of the things that you want to do is just do it on your own. Come up with your own ideas. One cool thing that came up is like, if you know that there's going to be like a antitrust case on Google and there's be a lot of information in the public sphere, people don't understand. Unpack that. Be accessible to people in your spaces, in your community. Explain why, and do a mapping of like why the thing you care about is impacted, affected, has something to do with this technology. So we're going to use the Google antitrust as an example. Not everything needs to be, kicking in a server and grabbing some files. Sometimes you can take information that's already there, but give it new eyes. There's a book coming out by the Micah F. Lee, and in Micah's book, he's going to be talking about how to analyze, leaks, right? How to, like how to have a setup on your machine that can allow you to properly, like pick these things apart. And it's on No Starch Press, and the book is called Hacks, Leaks, and Revelations. And we will have the author on one day talking about this book. If you want to check it out okay. So one of the biggest questions, how do I get started? I would say read Hacks, Leaks, and Revelations. It's really cool in that it breaks down how we got some of the leaks, some of the biggest leaks that made some of the biggest headlines. But also the fact that a lot of people don't know how to read leaks, and most of the leaks are often not even properly analyzed. So there might be some stories and headlines from a piece of data or from a revelation that is in the public sphere, but people haven't really even gotten in front of it. And so there's going to be some kind of hacktivist, maybe that's out there, that's going to be getting leaks and giving them to reporters or making them public. But that's just grabbing the bag of apples that need to be skinned. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who love apples out there, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So, or oranges that need to be peeled. So there's still plenty of work that needs to be done. So if we were to visit this website at No Starch Press, you could download chapter 6 about other people's emails right there, Chapter 6 reads, reading other people's email. After Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, hackers started flooding DDoS of secrets with stolen data from Russian organizations. The data came in many formats, but the bulk of it, several terabytes, y'all, was email. The entire inbox of government agencies, oil and gas companies, investment firms were laid bare. Email leaks are among the most common type of data leak, and they can have very serious consequences. In 2016, the U.S. presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump leaked email messages from the DNC, that's the Democratic National Committee, and Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta. And both hacks by the Russian government played a role in the Trump election. Now, John Podesta clicked on a bit.ly link. I just want to share, if you ever see a link that comes from bit.ly, even if it's really chill, like this newsletter sign up page for, the Passion Ruse I'm looking at, okay? If you get a bit.ly link and you're like, wait a second, what is this? All you got to do is expand it yourself, And if you get a bit.ly link and you put a plus on the back of that link, it's a plus sign, it'll tell you what the link is for, okay? So, for example, don't be John Podesta, okay? Not only does a good hacktivist understand how to read data and sort data, but also how not to get got. I'm gonna switch mics because I want my computer to stop working. That's what happens. So if you see a link that looks like, let's see, the John Podesta, it's a known value, but I don't want to share it because it goes into Google and changes the setting that forwards emails. Let me try to find a bit.ly. I'll just use this newsletter. Here's the newsletter. I don't know whether they still use it, but I just found this on the internet. It's a newsletter to a nightclub in New York City. So look, here's a bit.ly link, right? They always look like this, something like this. So before you click on a link like this, just put a plus sign at the back of it. And if you go to the back of it with the plus sign, it'll take you to a page that unpacks what that link is. It's very useful. Okay. Let me talk one so you one. Yo, check out this newsletter from this nightclub. Why are we looking at this? Because this is where the bit.ly link would have taken us. But if we hit a plus at the back of it, instead of taking us there, it tells us what the destination is. So understand that if you ever see a bit.ly link, don't click on it and click on that so you can see the destination. Just put a plus sign on the back and you'll be able to see this page that tells you the destination. It's pretty cool. Why is this page a non-HTTPS page? I'm not really sure, but bit.ly works in many mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, switching to this book. I think we're going to definitely be jumping into this book and unpacking this book chapter by chapter, and I'll be walking through how to set this up because on the first step is the receiving side. How do you unpack and how do you actually use? I think it'd be kind of cool to do that, you know? We'll also have an interview with the author of the book, and let's jump over to chapter 6 of the book right now. Acts, Leaks, and Revelations, chapter 6, tells you, page 2, email is a protocol. It's a shared language that software developers agree upon. So it's like a standard. And it was invented in the 80s. It got a major revamp in 1995, but it has not changed much since then. And it talks about how, unlike centralized messaging, you know, some of these standards that are used in email cause good and bad things, you know? One of the things is it always looks the same, and it uses this example of an email header. They don't look this simple, but I think they, you know, the chapter is starting you out, trying to make sure you can easily understand. So we zoom in, we take a look, see what this is like. Open any email and click show original or view source, and you'll see the actual header. And some of the information you'll see in the header is the real subject, the from, and the to of an email. But there's a lot more headers than just this information. And this is what's in the header field value. You know what I'm saying? Let me just put it. And it talks about the DKIM signature, which can tell you whether the email really came from this server that claims it sent it. So you might find or come across an email header and you can learn that this email is not what it's meant to be, you know, or that it's not really sent to who they say it sent it, you know. Then it talks about email attachments, and email attachments are actually binary files, but They're actually in the email itself. And here's an example of what a 1 by 1 pixel, which is a very small transparent pixel, would look like in an email. These are sometimes called tracking pixels. Here they are, a bunch of ones and zeros, you know? And here is base 64 encoded stuff. It looks like a bunch of capital letters and nonsensical little lowercase letters. So when you see that, you're looking at the woman in the red dress walking through the crowd in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the book written by Micah F. Lee, Hacks, Leaks, and Revelations, in chapter 6, it talks about a lot of leaks will have a thing called EML file. And the EML file is an email file. You know what I'm saying? And it contains the raw email message with the headers, and then the body of the email. You know? And if you want to see the EML files, you can grab them off the open internet. It also talks about an mbox file, right? And the mbox file is actually a collection of emails, almost like a bunch of EML files, you know? And it's usually an entire box or folder of email, you know? And in the book, it talks about there was a right-wing group called the Oath Keepers, and they kept their data was a bunch of mbox files, you know? And there was an mbox for every inbox of each person who was leaked. You know? Then it talks about that there was a file from Microsoft called PST, and those are Outlook data files. You know, if you find a PST file, well, you know, that might very well be some information there. Historically, the author tells us that these files can get very big, and that in April 2022, hackers made off with 786 gigabytes of data from the All Russia State Television and Broadcasting Company, also known as BGT right? The largest state-owned media company in Russia. And they leaked that to this hacktivist group called DDoS, or DDoS Secrets, or are they a journalist group, right? And they had 252 PST files in there, each coming from a different email address. And one file, just one of the files out of the 252 files, was 48 gigs big. That's big, you know? So there's, of course, because this isn't just a workbook, it tells you how to get your hands dirty. My favorite part of this, look, see what I'm doing right now? I'm exercising. You gotta exercise. Exercise the right from the keyboard to get down and dirty. So the book has these awesome exercises. And in this one, they tell you that you can actually work with 3 different data sets from the Nuru Police Force, the Oath Keeper, and the Heritage Foundation. And you should already have the Oath Keeper data set, which you got from chapter 4, and you can download the other 2 next, right? And it tells you about this police force, a tiny island in the Pacific, population of 10,000, is, you know, and while they're an independent country, the Australian government uses them to hold immigrants, right? And that's why the Nuru Police Force data set is a targeted one. And if you go to this website, let me see if I can get this website to come up. I can't be reached. The link is not popping. I'm gonna have to manually take you there. You can do it. So anyway, I thought it would be fun for us to play this game, learn how to do these things, really kind of like better understand the world around us. Stop sharing. So, you know what I'm saying? Creep with me. You know, like come on this journey with me. We'll walk you through the steps to take. All the stuff is recorded, so if you're watching from a phone or while you're watching your dishes, don't you worry, because you know there'll be plenty of time for it. You know? What do we have? Hills 20 in the chat, sharing some more books. Number go up. Inside Crypto's Wild Rise and Staggering Fall by Zeke Fox. Oh, that's interesting. Yo, I would definitely recommend to you, Hills, I'll put your books on the screen. A line goes up, a foldable chair, foldable ideas, the foldable man. The problem with NFTs. So listen, when you're done reading, number go up. Keep this video as a little prequel. Okay, folks? I think you like it. Called Problem with NFTs. Line goes up. I think I posted it behind this. Right there, right there. Okay? So peep that too. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the good and the bad of cryptocurrency and NFTs. And as it's a pretty good takedown, I gotta tell you. You know, it misses out like one or two little elements, but it's pretty open. It's not trying to be biased, not like that. It's really technical, but in a very easy to understand. A little swarmy, a little bit of an attitude problem, but you know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, when you feel you're angry, that's what happens when you're Phil wanted us to also check out The End of Reality, how 4 billionaires are selling fantasy future of metaverse, Mars, and crypto. You know, so I'll put that book up for you. A whole $30. I don't know Jonathan, but I don't know if I can get Jonathan on the show. It's a good Phil's talking about. Boom. Description: instant bestseller. Brilliant takedown. Next day, the great concept in 21st century. The metaverse, crypto, space travel, transhumanism, blah blah blah. So check that out. Okay. These are some pretty pictures. I gotta take some pictures that look like this. That book looking sexy. Woo! What? Get up, man. I gotta take pictures of my books like that. All right. All right. Well, sadly, y'all, we're past the 2 o'clock line, and so let me remind you, understand the purpose. You know, like we're here because we care. We want you to level up your knowledge. We're going to be doing more tutorials thanks to this book by Micah F. Lee. We're going to be talking about some of this stuff and unpacking it, doing a little play-by-play. We're going to have the author on. We're talking about hacktivism in the most legal and righteous, you know, definition of the word. And we're not going anywhere, okay? So look out for each other. Encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. Spread the truths. You know what I'm saying? Read your books. Go to virtual Harlem like I am right now, where sometimes it flares up, you know? Support Crypto Harlem. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can go to cryptoharlem.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Join our Discord and show you what that looks like. You know, have like open conversations between Saturdays. So keep it. We've been doing this for 10 years and we're going strong. They can't stop us. We have our purpose. We have our mission, you know. Become the Hacktivist is right, and we're going to give you some of those lessons and make some of those resources. There's, you know, they talk about us in a bunch of these news outlets all the time, you know what I'm saying? More and more. So, you know, if you want to understand the background, the history, the story, and some of the things we're related into, look on these links, listen to these podcasts, you know what I'm saying? Become that super fan. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down to the bottom. Get to the bottom, bottom, bottom. And right here is that Discord, you know what I'm saying? So get in there, you know what I'm saying? Get in there. Whoa, Marcus's face. You got too close. You're too far in there, okay? So, yeah, just get in there, you know what I'm saying? Which icon am I talking about? Boom. If you get to the Crypto Harlem website and you try to view us in console, I always try to put a little console console fun, console messaging them, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta switch it up and put something more up to date up here. But right here is Discord. That one right there is Discord, you know? Let me put a little um are you? That's you. Oh, see that? Hack it up a little bit. Okay, so now there's a big red square on it. That's the Discord right here. To the right of it's the TikTok. You're not going to find too much stuff there. On the left is the YouTube. We got recordings of every time we've been talking. You know what I'm saying? Out on the live. When you're wearing a wire, why is this up on the internet, man? You know what I'm saying? It's a recording of everything I've ever said. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. You know? Um, so yo, there it is right there. Pick it out. The Twitch right there. Twitch. And when you're on the site, just hit us up there. If you want to send us a message, you can use Ricochet Refresh. You can use Signal or WhatsApp. If you want to send us a message, you could do that. If you want to pick up some dope gear and support the interns, buy a hat, buy a hoodie, buy a shirt. You know what I'm saying? We got more stuff. It's on the website, in our merch. And yeah, that's basically that. That's all we got for you right now. So that's how you support. That's how you stay connected with this whole community. We're on a journey together, all right? So peace. I'll see you on the side. Oh yeah, I gotta decide what I want to do for this outro video. Last time I think I just made it like a quick countdown because the homie, the city roller, uh, Julian was out there. So, but I think, do I want to up a new video? Maybe. Let's see. What do I want to pull up for y'all? What do we got? Intelligence sources. What's that?
There's a wealth of knowledge.
Nope. How to memorize numbers. That's a good one, but probably not as fun. Huh. I got some really weird stock footage up in here. They have really funny titles that make me laugh. I wish I could share this with you, but this is pretty cool. I think I'm just, you know what I need to do? I'm gonna make a custom one that looks really cool with some of the stuff because some of the stuff looks really cool. I remember I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Now it's all coming back to me as I'm looking at these videos. Huh. That's it? That's all I got? I must have like at least go into this one area. I know. Okay, let's see what's in here. 24/7 surveillance lighting. Who's watching and why? That sounds cool. Put that one up. Please wait. Okay, we can wait. Yeah, because like as you know, when the stream ends, we always cut to something of importance, and I've got a whole library of these videos, and I've been getting really bored with the ones that you've seen for people who are frequent viewers. Let's go. See what's up in the chat. Chat. Oh yeah, you're very welcome, dear. Let's see. So let's see. Is that video still uploaded? Let's see. I can't even tell. No, I don't think so. Hold on. Let me not get distracted by blinking lights. So yeah, so I thought, okay, let me make some new ones. You know what I'm saying? And I like the cool thing is there's no shortage of content. Not only are we constantly making new content and we're doing new things, it's just bigger and better and just making it bad, but we also have like years, like a decade, literally 10 years of content. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting that content on all the places where all the cool kids hang out. You know what I'm saying? On the TikToks. I heard there's a website called Grams of Insta or something like that. So I'm going to put on Grams of Insta, you know? So, you know, and it's going to be cool, you know? All right. So we got a video up here. This video is a documentary on surveillance. I just got to get, let's see what the frame looks like. Is this like a whole movie? Oh, I see. This is from the New Yorker. They did like a little piece. Okay, that's cool. We'll say that as the outro for now. All right, y'all. Thanks for bearing with me, hanging out. It's been so nice to have an extra 10 minutes with you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So listen, today, enjoy this day. You are never going to be as young as you are today. You know what I'm saying? Your stars aren't going to shine this bright. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, carpe diem, seize the day. This day is yours and we're gonna do some big things. You're part of a squad. You're part of a crew. You're never alone. Crypto Harlem. Encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. Peace.
There is a light shining directly into my bedroom. It's very bright.
If you were to be staring at the sun for a while, that's what it looks like.
It's like a big square, and then it has like a pole attached to it, and then on the pole there's like 4 headlights, and they're round.
It sounds like a lot of air conditioners together in here. It sounds like that.
I live in Edenwald housing projects in the Bronx. When I first moved here and I saw the lights, I was like, okay, so this is gonna be one of those neighborhoods again. The New York Police Department put them out. And usually it's because in that area there's been like robbing or killing and things like that. I thought it was gonna be a bad neighborhood.
It's just calm. Everyone's friendly and stuff.
At first it was hard getting used to the light because it was just so bright and it was loud and I wasn't used to that. I might not be able to go to sleep because of the light. Sometimes I do wish I would have bought those black shades that block out the light.
I live here with my mom, my sister, and my little brother. My mom is a single mom right now.
After a while, I did become used to it. It's like something that I see every day. It's almost like seeing my mom every day. Like if you were to take her away, it'll be like, oh, where'd she go? So that's how I feel about that light now.
If we're laying down on the couch or something, the light will come in. It comes in through the window and it takes over the whole room.
I try my best not to go where the light is hitting.
I don't think the lights are gonna go away because these are projects. And usually people think bad things when they think about projects.
I feel like now the light's comforting. Now my body has adjusted to the light.